Hi guys, please subscribe to this channel and like the video to support my project. As I told before, I am a doctor dermatologist and I teach dermatology for medical students and residents in Ukraine. So today will be a video mostly for medical students and residents, but if you're interested in medicine, you are also welcome. Today we will talk about the color of our skin. When I ask my students what exactly determines color of our skin, they usually answer that it's pigment melanin that is produced by cells melanocytes. And they're right, but not completely. Of course, melanin is the main substance that determines color of our skin. But such pigments as hemoglobin, keratin, hemosiderin, and protein alpha-crystalline also have influence on our skin color. Our blood is red due to hemoglobin, but how does it make our skin red? This happens when our blood vessels dilate. When the blood flow increase, they increase in size and approach the surface of our skin. This becomes especially notable in people with fair skin. Normally, spontaneous reddening of the skin occurs when hormones are released into the blood, for example, in excess of emotion. This also can happen after physical activity. Controversially, when there is little pigment in blood, the skin becomes pale or even cyanotic. For example, a blue circle around the eyes may indicate venous congestion. Keratin is an orange pigment. We can see it with the naked eye only after the frequent and prolonged intake of food or vitamins which contains it. For example, carrots have lots of keratin. Eating foods with keratin activates the antioxidant system of our body, and antioxidants protect us from malignant tumors and atherosclerosis. Hemosiderin is a pigment that consists of iron oxide and gives from a dark yellow to brown color. Hemosiderin is a product of breakdown of hemoglobin and appears when capillaries are damaged and blood enters soft tissue. In such yellow or yellow-brown shade, the skin is stained after bruises, injuries, or violation of the circulatory system. There are people who seem to have transparent skin, although blood vessels are sometimes visible under the surface of such skin. This does not mean that the skin is sensitive. The effect of transparency is provided by alpha-crystalline, a special chaperone protein. The task of alpha-crystalline is to read skin cells of denaturated or destroyed proteins. Melanin is a main substance of our bodies that determines hair, eye, and skin pigmentation. As more melanin produce our melanocytes, as darker our eyes, hair, and skin. The amount of melanin in our body depends on genetic and how much sun exposure we receive. There are 3 different types of melanin, including eumelanin, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin. Eumelanin, there are 2 types of eumelanin, black and brown, and is responsible for dark color of skin, eyes, and hair. People with brown or black hair have variant amount of brown and black eumelanin. When there is no black eumelanin and a small amount of brown melanin, it results blonde hair. Pheomelanin is responsible for the color of lips, nipple and other pinkish parts of our body. People who have equal parts of eumelanin and pheomelanin have red hair. Neuromelanin is responsible for the color of our neurons. But how does melanin protect our skin? When we spend time out in the sun, our body produces more melanin. The substance absorbs light from ultraviolet rays and redistributes it towards the upper layers of skin. It also protects the genetic material stored in our cells by keeping out harmful ultraviolet rays. But remember that melanin alone is not enough to protect our skin from ultraviolet radiation. So under the sun protection is a very important thing. But how many colors of the skin exist? Von Luchen chromatic scale is a method that helps to classify skin color. This scale is named after its inventor, Felix von Luchen. The equipment consists of 36 opaque glass tiles, which were compared to the subject's skin, ideally in a place which would not be exposed to the sun, such as under the arm, for example. The von Luchen scale was used to establish a racial classification of population according to skin color. The von Luchen scale was used extensively throughout the first half of the 20th century in race studies and anthropometry. However, the results were different, as different investigators would give different reading of the same person. The von Luchen scale was replaced with methods utilizing reflectance spectrophotometry. Our skin has a different reaction on ultraviolet radiation. The Fitzpatrick scale helps us to estimate the response of different types of skin to ultraviolet light. It was developed in 1975 by American dermatologist Thomas Fitzpatrick. According to Fitzpatrick scale, there are 6 types of the skin. First, when skin always burns, never tans, and is sensitive to ultraviolet exposure. Second, when skin burns easily and tans minimally. Third, skin burns moderately and tans gradually to light brown. Fourth, skin burns minimally and always tans well. Fifth, skin rarely burns and tans to dark color. And sixth, skin never burns and deeply pigment and at least sensitive to ultraviolet exposure. What happened if we lost our pigment? It could happen in several conditions. Vitiligo. It's a chronic autoimmune disorder. In this disease, melanocytes are destroyed, and as a result, skin loses its pigment. In the vitiligo, the white patches usually appear symmetrically on both sides of our body, such as on both hands, for example, or both knees. And sometimes there could be a rapid loss of color or pigment and even cover a large area of the body. The segmental type of vitiligo is much less common, and it happens when white patches are only on one segment or one side of our body, such as one leg, for example, or on face or on one arm. This type of vitiligo often begins in early age and progresses for 6 to 12 months, so quite rapidly. Vitiligo considered as autoimmune disease in which the body immune system attacks and destroys the melanocytes. A person with vitiligo occasionally may have family members who also have this disease. The main symptom, so loss of natural color of pigment, called depigmentation. and animals also could have vitiligo. Here's an example of vitiligo in cat. This guy I have met a few years ago in Kiev Botanical Garden, where we have shelter for street animals. And look on the color of this cat. It's perfectly seen that on his back he have lost pigment. And another example of vitiligo in animals, photo was taken in Pinterest. Sometimes vitiligo is confused with pityriasis versicolor, that is mycotic disease. One of the tests that help us to determine pityriasis versicolor is bilirubin test. The bottom line is stain the spots with a 2% iodine solution, under the influence of which the pityriasis patches are stained. And the method with Wood's ultraviolet lamp is also used. Albinism is a genetic disorder that's present at birth. Children have a chance of being born with albinism if both of their parents have albinism or both of their parents carry the gene of albinism. The cause of albinism is a defect in one of several genes that produce or distribute melanin. The defect may result in the absence of melanin production or a reduced amount of melanin production. Hyperpigmentation is increased melanin production, and hyperpigmentation could be, for example, in melasma, the darkening of the skin, or chlasma, that causes by hormones, and these hormonal changes are usually result of pregnancy or some birth control pills, for example. Also exists solar lentigo, that is known as liver spots or senile freckles. It refers to darkened spots on the skin caused by aging and caused by the sun. These spots are quite common in people with a long history of unprotected sun exposure. Human hair color is the pigmentation of human hair follicles due to two types of melanin, eumelanin and pheomelanin. Generally, if more melanin is present, the color is darker. If less melanin is present, the color of hair is lighter. Levels of melanin can vary over time, causing a person's hair color to change. And it's possible to have hair follicles of more than one color of the same person. Some hair colors are associated with some ethnic groups due to observed higher frequency of particular hair color within geographical region. Gray hair is hair with less melanin. With age, production of melanin reduces, so basically as we age, our cells produce less melanin, which leads to gray hair. But sometimes hair could become gray in quite a young age. Causes of gray hair in young people are severe stress, vitamin B12 deficiency, thyroid disease, or vitiligo. So it's a short lecture about skin color. Under the video, I will write books that I recommend to read for medical students for more information on this topic. And that's all for today. I thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And see you in my new videos. Bye bye.